Are we excited? I want to hear who's here. Good morning, everyone. This is really a big day, a huge day. This is a huge day. Look at me. My name is Marissa Rodriguez. I'm the CEO of the Union Square Alliance. If you're wondering why that Union Square lady is here, let me help frame that and give some context. I am overseeing an organization that understands the importance of creating a world-class environment that is safe, that is welcoming to all San Franciscans, visitors, and basically everyone alike. We want to create that meet the moment for our city, for everyone, and we do that by being forward-thinking through innovation and understanding that as a city known for innovation here in San Francisco, we want to meet that moment. We want to meet that moment, and we are continuing to do that, and we are excited for today because this is a perfect example of just that. I am also on the board of directors for the San Francisco Foundation, Police Community Foundation, and most importantly, I'm a proud San Franciscan. I'm really excited to be here and continue to be present at press conferences like this that seem to be the norm this last few months because we're getting stuff done. And I'm going to talk about how and why that is. Today's announcement, simply put, it's a game changer for our city. We're talking about 21st century policing at its finest. Here in San Francisco, what better place? We've always talked about government meeting where we are as an innovative environment, attracting incredible talent to the city, attracting the greatest minds, and putting that all together to create what? A world where we can park our cars, where we can live our lives, where we can go shopping and experience all the best that this city has to offer and not worry about a thing, right? Of course not. That's exactly how it should be. We are celebrating the generosity of the public-private partnership today. We are celebrating the innovative thinking of public-private partnerships as well. Chris Larson, here he is. Yes, round of applause. Chris Larson not only dreamt up this concept, but to actually put the finance and resource to back it, $5 million to be exact, is incredible. And so thank you. What we're doing in this space, this incredible space, that looks very much in keeping with our tech community. I was actually going to say maybe we should add some asbestos to the walls, maybe some pee stains, just make it comfortable for the guys coming in. Yeah, anything helps, right? What it means to bring in, ALPR, license plate readers, drones, right? Video surveillance. There are members of our community here. I see the CBD community here. Robbie here from Downtown Partnerships, my team with the Union Square Alliance. I see Scott here from Yerba Buena, Andrew, of course, from East Cut. Am I missing anyone? I don't think so. I think Kate was supposed to be here as well. We all have robust camera systems. The Union Square Alliance was the first to start this really early on, over 10 years ago, because we understood the importance of holding people accountable so we could have a space that was safe and welcoming for everyone. And bringing that into one place and accessing that is so important. Drones, as I said, right? License plate readers, having a brain, a centralized brain, where everything can come together in a space that makes room for innovation. Take a look at just that photo there. Since the passage of Prop E, the statistics don't lie. Things are changing. We have the tools. We're able to move forward, and we're not slowing down. And as I said, none of this is possible without the support of everyone in this room, certainly everyone behind me. I see Safe City Connect here as well. That has definitely supported all of our networks. This takes all of us, and we can't be in our silos. We have to be working closely and together. And those individuals who will be in this space, Acting Deputy Chief Rachel Moran, Director Patrick Gorman, Lieutenant Scott Ryan, Acting Lieutenant Eric Batchelder, Acting Sergeant Kat Cook, DFR pilots, Arctic officers, and our crime analyst. And not with us today, but a huge reason we are here today is Acting Captain Tom McGuire, who's back east training, but leading us at Strategic Crimes. So, I said this already. It's been a very busy few months. We're keeping the momentum, we're building the momentum, but there's an individual who's recognized what we need to get the job done and is really trying to cut the red tape, who's really trying to analyze process and what is slowing us down and making it such that those who we need are in an environment where they can thrive. And so with that, I'd like to call up next our mayor, Daniel Lurie.
Thank you, Marissa. Appreciate everybody being here today. When someone calls 911, they deserve a fast and smart response. When violent crime happens, we need to be able to track down the suspect and build a strong case. When a person goes missing or someone is in crisis, every second counts. And that's why we're here today. The Real-Time Investigation Center, known as Arctic, is the nerve center of public safety in San Francisco. It brings together live data from across the city, 911 calls, drones, LPRs, public safety cameras, and delivers that information to officers in the field in real time. This is how you make policing more precise. This is how you respond faster, you make better decisions, and keep both the public and our officers safe. Since launching in March 2024 at the Hall of Justice, the Arctic has already assisted in over 500 arrests, including 32 just this past week. It's helped reduce crime citywide. In fact, since its launch, auto theft has dropped 41%, while arrests for auto theft are up 46%. But what's just as important is what this center prevents. Arctic reduces the need for high-speed chases by tracking suspects remotely. It gives officers real-time information during dangerous encounters, reducing risk. It helps locate people in crisis quickly, often using aerial support, something SFPD has not had in decades. It even assists our fire department. Earlier this year, a drone launched by Arctic gave firefighters an aerial view of a blaze in Nob Hill, helping them assess the scene safely and effectively. Arctic isn't just helping law enforcement. It's a vital tool for all public safety agencies. In a natural disaster or a mass emergency, this system gives us the ability to survey damage, coordinate a response, and share critical information with the public. Now, I know many of you have visited the Arctic in the old space at 850 Bryant. You know it needed an upgrade. The wiring was outdated, the infrastructure was failing, and yet with limited tools, SFPD made it work. This new space is a huge step forward. It gives the team room to grow. It ensures they're fully operational in a crisis, and it puts them right in the heart of downtown, where they can best serve every neighborhood across San Francisco. And we certainly didn't do this alone. I want to take a moment and thank you, Chris Larson. Thank you for everything, co-founder of Ripple and a native San Franciscan, for helping make this possible. Marissa, you said a number. I'm going to say a different number because I think this is the right number. Chris helped secure $9.4 million in funding for Arctic, including a lease for this downtown office space valued at $2.3 million. This kind of public-private partnership is how we build lasting solutions, and on top of Chris, have to shout out Alex Turk for all of his work on this effort as well. At the same time, we know this technology cannot replace people. That's why through our Rebuilding the Ranks plan, we're acting urgently and strategically to fully staff our police department. But while we work to grow the force, we're not standing still. We're giving our officers the tools they need right now to protect lives, prevent harm, and get better results. To the command staff and every analyst and officer working inside Arctic, thank you. You are helping write a new chapter in public safety for our city. And to every resident, small business owner, every family, this is for you. We've got work ahead, but we're moving in the right direction. And today is proof that progress is not only possible, it's happening. Let's go, San Francisco.
Thank you, Mayor, for those remarks, and certainly for acknowledging the contribution of Chris Larson. The progress is so important. We want to make it very clear, and thank you, Mayor, for doing this, that San Francisco is not the place you come to commit crimes. It is the place you come to enjoy all that we have to offer, whether it's hospitality, food, beverage, innovation, sports, you name it. We are a world-class city. We are coming back, and as you said, we are on the rise. Next up, I want to acknowledge an individual. This is a little bittersweet. Our police chief, who's been with us the longest, right? Longest running police chief, 8 years. He had the courage to really help push and propel this vision through. It takes leadership. It takes, as I said, courage, because it isn't an easy environment to sometimes push these technological advances in ways and in places that we know we need it. And we need it for all. All the individuals that you serve need this support and want an environment that is clean and safe. Also want to acknowledge our acting chief here, Yep, as well, who will help continue to propel this effort in the right direction. Certainly we are in good hands. And with that, I'd like to welcome up our chief, Bill Scott.
Thank you, Marissa. Good morning, and I'm going to start out with thanking our Mayor, Daniel Lurie, for making this happen with speed that is just not the usual thing. So to put it mildly, there's going to be a lot of people I'm going to thank in my time here in front of you this morning, but I also want to thank Mr. Larson, Mr. Chris Larson, because not only has he helped to get this underway, he's also been generous enough to donate funds to help the morale and the wellness of our officers, because all this great infrastructure is no good unless we have the officers who are out there doing the work. And we need them healthy, we need them well, and we need their morale to be high. And thank you, Mr. Larson, for what you've done to do that. I'm going to also thank the people literally behind the scenes here, because these are the people that are doing the work on the streets. And I know Marissa called out a bunch of names, but I want to reiterate how this came to be. And I want to reiterate the timeline, just so you see how amazing that this is, that we're standing here today. So first of all, Acting Captain Tom McGuire, who's on the East Coast training, was instrumental in making this happen. Lieutenant Scott Ryan, to my right, instrumental in making this happen. Acting Lieutenant Eric Buckhalter, who is right behind you, not only instrumental in making this happen, but also Lieutenant Bachhalter, I'm sorry, I messed up his name, is out there on the streets every day doing the work that I'm going to talk about in a minute, that has led to tremendous, tremendous public safety improvements in this city. And the statistics are just one indicator of how powerful that work has been. Sergeant or Acting Sergeant Catherine Cook, who is behind me, raise your hand. One of the most brilliant minds in this department, in my opinion, who has always, always advocated for better technology. But not only that, does the work and the research necessary to actually make wise choices. So when we come to our mayor with an idea, or we come to people like Mr. Larson with ideas, that we've done our homework, and we know what we're talking about and what we need to be asking for. So there are many other people involved in this work, but those are people that I think need to be highlighted and lifted up, because they are the reason that we are standing here. So thank you all. And let's talk for a minute about the speed in which this was done, because I want you to know this. It was, I believe, January of 2024 when a lot of the people that I just named that I'm thinking went on basically a field trip and started doing research, going to other police departments to see what they were doing in terms of drone technology, real-time crime centers. And we went to Southern California. We went to some departments up here over that time. And doing our homework, we knew that we had to have an Arctic in San Francisco. Now, the team had already given a concept that we needed an Arctic, but now we had the evidence to prove that in other cities, this was working. This was January of 2024. March of 2024, voters approved Proposition E. And that ballot measure really propelled the work. Within 3 months of the approval of that proposition, we had drones up in the air and flying. Policies done, processes done, transparency all along the way, and we had drones in the air. That in and of itself is amazing because, as you know, there's a lot of bureaucracy in public government. In 3 months, we had drones in the air. Arctic was formed during that period. And as Mayor Lurie has stated, we are in the Hall of Justice, a very old building, a very endearing building that we love, but it's time to upgrade our facilities. And to put it mildly, the Hall of Justice has been described as some of our members of our team as Spartan. It is just that, Spartan. But our team did not complain. They got to work and started really with a bang with Arctic. They have arrested over 500 people, and some of what I think are the most prolific criminals who plague our city and have been plaguing our city for many, many years are now in custody because of that work, over 500. Just last week, 32 arrests. And this is without the best facilities. So from March 2024 to now, we are now about to have a 21st century modern real-time investigation center. We have funding from a very generous San Franciscan. We have a mayor that has helped cut the red tape. We have a transition going on, which in and of itself can be chaotic with the chief going out and an incoming chief coming in. But this transition has been seamless, and this work has been nothing short of outstanding. And the public needs to know that. You need to know that, because this is something special. Now, what's going to happen from here? Probably the next time you come in here, these walls will be filled with screens. We're going to have computer infrastructure. We're going to have it wired the way we need to wire, the way we need it to be wired, and we're going to have our drone as a first responder program up and running with drones across the city so we can cover this entire city. You all have seen the footage of what that technology has done for us. People that in the past would come in the city and commit crimes and most likely get away with it are being caught. And not only are they being caught, they're being caught within minutes of committing the crime. And they're being prosecuted, and they're being held in jail. That is the reason that car thefts are down 47%. That is the reason that car burglaries are down 47%. And 73% when you compare this time in 2023 to now, a 73% reduction in car burglaries. That is simply outstanding. Now, people say, yeah, but crime is going down everywhere. Not like it's going down here. I challenge you to find another city that's doing what we're doing. So we have a lot of work to do, and we're going to get to work. And I just think that we owe a debt of gratitude to everybody, not only the people that I've mentioned, but there's so many officers and professional staff members that I could be here all day calling names. But I want to give the thanks to the people that are doing the work, because this infrastructure, as great as it is not worth it, not worth anything if we don't have the people that buy into it, that respect the process, that are going to protect it by doing it the right way, that are transparent so the public knows that they can trust us, but more importantly, that are willing to get out there and get the work done. And we have that in this city, across the board, with our elected officials, with our mayor, with our public partnerships. We have it. That's why this is a special place, and that's why we are on the rebound, and that's why San Francisco is back. Thank you.
That is right. We do have it. Thank you, Chief, for all you've done and for your legacy here and in this space. It means the world to all of us. When you are the MC, you get an opportunity to set the stage your way. Alex is going to rethink this next time. I'm only kidding. So the next person coming up, I want to just give a little bit of background for why he's extraordinarily special to the community that I serve in Union Square, and certainly, of course, our city at large. So over a decade ago, and at this time, actually, Alex Bastian, who's running the hotels now, he was in the trenches with me at that beautiful monumental building, 850 Bryant. We were prosecutors together, and at that time, we knew that this concept of surveillance video was becoming the it thing for anyone to be able to prove a case. If you didn't have video, you didn't have a case. And it was really important because we were starting to see an uptick in retail crime, in particular in the Union Square area. And that then organization that I run today was leading this charge, trying to set up cameras in the Union Square area. And it was actually Safe City Connect that was there, and it was with the help of Chris Larson, many don't know, way back then when we were able to set up our first cameras. I think it was a pilot, about 10 cameras, has turned in today into over 500 of those that my team, Daniela Vasily is here, and Soka Mao, oversee the operations of, and it's continuing to grow, and we need to plug into infrastructure like this to make it happen. And to be here today and seeing where it has gone and just how the sky is, the possibilities are endless, and what we can do to truly, truly secure and make safe our communities is just incredible. And for that, we thank certainly Chris Larson. He's a significant philanthropic donor. He's given millions to this city. You know, honestly, I don't know where we would be, especially post-pandemic, without the generosity of the man standing behind me. It is a true game changer, not only to just our city. He's given to his alma mater, San Francisco State University. He continues to give to the San Francisco Police Community Foundation, and I see Ishelle Acosta here. She is our director and is doing the great work to ensure that the morale of our officers, the vision of our police department is seen through, and we're able to support the community. I also see Tracy McCrae here with the POA, working in collaboration with our police department and other city departments as well. It takes a village, and this is absolutely exciting, and I look forward to what actually comes of all of this. And with that, I would like to welcome up Chris Larson to share why this is so important, how you had this vision, and we're just so grateful that you are here. Thank you.
Thank you, Marissa. That was, you're such an amazing leader for our city and Union Square. We really appreciate it. First of all, I just wanted to thank Mayor Lurie for his tireless commitment to public safety in San Francisco. Thank you, Mayor. And I also want to give a special thank you to Chief Scott for your years of service during some of our most difficult years. So thank you. I also want to give a special thank you to our city attorney, David Chu, and his team for working so quickly on these contracts, you know, that are pretty complicated, and they really came through with great speed. And finally, I want to thank Mike Moritz and his nonprofit Crank Start for their contribution to this. They put millions of dollars into this effort as well. And also a special thank you to Vernado, the owner of the building, for being so flexible in the interest of public safety. So thank you for that. So this donation was made for two reasons. First, since San Francisco voters approved Proposition E, which allowed the use of more technology tools, I mean, as you've heard, we've seen an astounding reduction in crime from just a very limited implementation of these new technology tools, right? Just a handful of drones, for example. So this donation will dramatically build on those results by allowing the police to add additional tools from companies like Flock Safety, Skydio, and Peregrine. Those are three just outstanding technology companies that are really changing the way crime is fought in the United States. So thank you to those companies. Second, why we're doing this is after touring the existing command center, we realized how important it is to get the police officers out of 850 Bryant. That building is unsafe. I'm sorry, it's earthquake unsafe. It has asbestos issues. The plumbing and the electrical systems barely function. We've heard stories where drone operators are losing suspects because the internet crashed during a pursuit. It's such a terrible building that the city rightfully moved all of the prisoners out of that building some time ago, yet 200 officers remain there. So moving to this location will help. Now, one other thing I wanted to say, I know that giving more tools to the police can be controversial to some people in this city. Those concerns are understandable. And while I feel very confident that we're still in the process of rebuilding, correcting some misguided police policies that started in 2020, we always have to be on guard that we don't overcorrect. And as we all know, the U.S. has a habit of swinging from one extreme to the other, from 3 strikes and you're out, which set back criminal justice reform by 20 years, to defund the police, which set back public safety for the last 5 years. So we've got to build a middle ground. But keeping these technology tools out of police hands is not the answer. That just empowers these criminal crews that have unlimited access to technology. So the answer is, let's get these cutting-edge tools to the police, but with proper checkpoints and oversight. And thankfully in San Francisco we have that. In that regard, I do want to thank the Police Commission for approving what we're doing here last night by a 6-0 vote. That's one of the oversights that we have. We've got one more to go with the Board of Supervisors, and we really appreciate all their work as well. So thank you so much for being here today.
So Chris Larson, a true champion and clearly an advocate as well, and we're so grateful. I know our mayor needs to be on time wherever he goes because he is on time, and that's how he gets all this work done. So up next, I want to bring up our board president, Mandelman, who understands the importance of serving our community, but understanding that innovation matters. Here's quick. That's as quick as that.
All right, I will try to be brief. I'm Rafael Mandelman, District 8 Supervisor, President of the Board of Supervisors. Marissa Rodriguez, thank you so much for your relentless, tireless, indefatigable advocacy and championing of Union Square. And through the worst of times and the best of times will come, you never give up, and you are continuing great work to make that a part of the city that we remain proud of, are proud of, and that continues to draw people to the city. So thank you, Marissa. To Chief Scott, I'm going to say some nice things about you in a minute. I've been saying nice things about you all week. We should be saying nice things about Bill Scott for all time, but thank you, Bill Scott, for your service. Thank you, Paul Yep, for stepping up. And Chris Larson, the citizen extraordinaire of San Francisco, who time and time again gets asked to step up, and time again does. And sometimes it's to help augment and support things that the public hasn't quite gotten done right, and sometimes it's stepping forward to fix things we've actually affirmatively gotten wrong. And so thank you for all of that. And Mayor Lurie, I've been saying some nice things about you, but you're almost, I think you're 5 months in, and it has been a treat working with you, and we're going to get through this budget somehow. I'm an old timer on the Board of Supervisors. I've been there for 7 years, but from the beginning of my service, representing District 8, which is a district that has many folks in it who work in tech, I was hearing from my constituents frustration, incomprehension that while we are here in the center of the tech universe with people innovating every day and making amazing things happen in the private sector, it appears sometimes that none of that progress has in any way impacted our government. And people consistently pressed me and asked, isn't there some way to get some of this technological innovation to actually inform the work that government is doing? And what is so exciting to me about things like the RTIC is that we are finally allowing the city and our city agencies, departments to leverage the tremendous innovative spirit of our region to actually improve the delivery of public services and to make us safer. Now that would be a nice thing to do, a thing I would be glad that we were doing. It has become, over those last seven years, a must-do for a couple of reasons we've talked about. One is we are 550 officers short in our department. We do not have the officers that we need to do the work, the public safety work that we need to do. And so thank you, Mayor Lurie, for your commitment and as evidenced in your budget, to recruiting those officers and rebuilding the ranks of our police department. But the other reality is that, and here's the nice thing to say about Chief Scott. Chief Scott has reformed and revolutionized policing in San Francisco. Our San Francisco Police Department, even with our fewer officers, is a better department that engages more respectfully and in ways less likely to end in injury or death for residents or officers themselves because of the work that Chief Scott has done. He has brought our police department into the 21st century. Now, the piece of that work that doesn't get talked about as much is it means that they've slowed down or that they're taking time to document, to reduce bias, to do things in a more safe way. And all of that means you actually need more officers at a time when we have fewer officers, or, and here's why, again, this technology is so important, you can make each officer more efficient if you use technology to do it. And so that, us really embracing that and using drones, using cameras, using all the technologies is why I supported Prop E, but really why innovations like this center are so important. We are going to continue the work of 21st century policing, of reforming our department. This work is part of it. We can be safe and actually have respectful 21st century policing. That will be Bill Scott's legacy. We are grateful for all that you've done, and we will continue the work. And so thanks, everybody. This is fantastic. And oh, by the way, yes, this is going to the Board of Supervisors. This will pass at the Board of Supervisors. There are folks I know who are worried about the civil liberties impacts of technology. In San Francisco, we have done more work over the last 10 years to make sure that we use technology in ways that preserve people's liberties, that we do not abuse that technology, and I feel confident that San Francisco can do this and will do this better than any other place. So this should pass overwhelmingly, if not unanimously, at the Board of Supervisors.
Let's go. I don't know about the second one, about the apparent incident. We are gathering information. We have been told by federal officials that they have alerted every county to any detainees. We have not been alerted yet. So we are still gathering information, and we will definitely get back to you all with an answer to that.
Mayor, this public-private partnership involving this amount of money, $9.4 million, I imagine this is unprecedented. Does this open up doors for more partnerships in the future? Because there is such a need for hiring officers and such a deficit that we're dealing with.
With the structural budget deficit that we are facing and the really, really difficult choices we made, these types of public-private partnerships are incredibly important to helping kickstart and launch great initiatives like this one. We have the Board of Supervisors, led by the Board President Mandelman, actually allowed us to do something similar for our fire department. And so we're going to go out and try to raise funds to upgrade the rigs and the trucks at the fire department. We also have a breaking the cycle around standing up more shelter beds and drug treatment and mental health beds. We've raised close to $40 million for that. And so Chris Larson, Crankstar, who you mentioned, have just been incredible partners, and we're trying to actually get more partners like that across the city.
Obviously, this is a big boost to the bottom line of the city. The city needs this boost. It's going to have all these great tools, but can you just emphasize again people power? It does not replace people power because 500 officers short. Are you still going to be making an effort to hire?
Absolutely, we are. I think the board president spoke so eloquently about this, and that is that this is just going to allow our officers to be more effective, more efficient at what they do. They are slowing down. They are engaging with community. We want officers out walking the beat in neighborhoods like the Castro, along Market Street. We have the Hospitality Zone Task Force. You see multiple conferences happening right now just a few blocks from here, and there are officers walking the beat up 3rd Street, along Market Street. It's like it used to be here in San Francisco when you place officers out on the street. So we need the technology, but we also need community policing and officers out walking the beat.
Mayor, does RJ plan on staying here permanently, or what will happen when the rental lease runs out?
We'll work on that. We have it for the next couple of years. I imagine we'd love to stay here, but I can't answer that for 3 years out from now.
One more last one. Unrelated, sorry. You're ending parking, free parking at Golden Gate Park. Why now?
Well, that once again, all of these things are in the budget. We're going to be discussing this. It's not ending now. Actually, it's talked about for a couple of years from now. We have to find revenue sources to keep our parks safe, clean. It's up for discussion. We're happy to discuss that more. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all for everything.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Again, a final thank you to Board President Mandelman, our mayor, Chief Scott, Chris Larson, my colleagues at the Police Community Foundation, Derek Brown, our board president, Ishel Acosta, our director, the POA, all Vernado, thank you again. Wow, what a space. We are just so excited. Let's go. Sky's the limit. Let's get our city where it needs to be. Thank you for joining us.